Chapter 2. "Hi, George. Where are you going?" George's best friend Alex asked him when the boys ran into each other near the park later that Saturday morning. "Mr. Firstman's pet shop," George said. "I promised I'd be there by noon today." George worked at the pet shop every Saturday. He liked being around the animals. George didn't have a pet. His dad was allergic to just about everything but fish. And fish didn't really count as pets. Alex looked down at his watch. "It's only 11, he said. Alex was the only kid George knew who wore a watch. Most kids just stopped some grown-up and asked what time it was, when they even cared what time it was. But Alex's watch was definitely cool. It lit up at night, and you could wear it if you went deep-sea diving. Not that Alex had ever done that. Alex was more the kind of kid who would wear nose plugs to go underwater in the bathtub. Not that Alex wasn't cool. He just wasn't into doing any kind of sporty stuff. He was more a science and math kind of guy. "I'm going in early because I ran out of stuff to do," George said. "And my mom was yelling at me to turn off the TV. What are you up to?" "Breaking a world record," Alex said. George stared at him. What a weird answer. "You know, like in the book," Alex explained. George knew exactly what Alex was talking about. The Guinness Book of World Records. It was filled with pictures of people who had broken all sorts of records, like being the person with the longest toenails, or plucking a turkey the fastest, or eating the most cockroaches in one sitting. George had bought the same book at the school book fair the week before. Pretty much all the boys had. Alex reached into his pocket and pulled out a plastic bag. Inside was a big round gray blob. "What's that?" George asked. "It's the start of my world record-breaking ABC gumball," Alex explained. "What's ABC gum?" George asked him. "Already been chewed," Alex said. "I'm collecting pieces of chewed gum and sticking them together. The world record is a wad with a 4-foot diameter. It weighs 77 pounds and 12 ounces. I'm going to keep collecting used gum until this ball is even bigger." "Wow, go for it, dude," George said, high-fiving Alex. If Alex really could break the world record for collecting ABC gum, he would get his name and his picture in the Guinness Book of World Records. It would be amazing to have a world-famous friend. Almost as amazing as being world-famous himself. Of course, Alex still had a long way to go. His wad of gum was currently only about the size of a baseball. Still, it must have taken a lot of chewing to even get it to that size. "You chewed all that gum?" George asked. Alex shook his head. "Nah, just some of it. The rest I got other places, like on the sidewalk or under some desks at school. You'd be surprised where people stick ABC gum. I even found some in a bathroom stall at a diner." "Come on," George told Alex. He started walking down the street. "Let's hit the newsstand. I'll buy a pack of gum. I'll chew it up real good and give it all to you." "You're a good friend, George," Alex said. "Thanks." "I bet you'll be the first kid from Beaverbrook to get in the Guinness Book of World Records," George told Alex. "I don't know," Alex said. "Maybe." As Alex and George walked to the newsstand, George began to think about what record he could break. He didn't want to grow his toenails really long, because then he'd have to get all new shoes, and George hated shoe shopping. And he wasn't sure he wanted to find out what it felt like to have a cockroach crawling down his throat and into his stomach. He had eaten worms once. The burps made him, and they hadn't tasted so great.